Hello, everyone, and welcome to Paula's Soapbox Live. Yes, we're running a few minutes late, but it's okay. We had a few technical difficulties, but I think that we've worked things out. Well, you probably recall that my guest was on this show just a few months ago. He is a talented singer, songwriter, and musician who recently fulfilled his dream of playing at the Ryman in Nashville. Please welcome to the show. He's here to tell us all about that experience. Jimmy Bilbrey. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for coming on this morning and kind of working through some technical issues we had, but
I'm glad we got them worked out again.
yes. Yeah, well, it went faster this time, I think, so we're getting better. Maybe next time it'll just be like completely smooth. So
it'll only take us an hour and a half to log on. Yeah, that's
right, exactly. Well, as I said, you have, well, I mentioned this before, actually. You've played at some impressive places in Nashville, but recently you were able to play at the Ryman, which is every musician's dream to do. That's like the ultimate goal. So how did this come about?
I was in, they had a fiddle contest in Granville. And so I went down and played in that. And I was awarded first prize. So one of the prizes was to be on stage with at Jamie Daly and Darren Vincent's show. And so it started out that I was going to play right after intermission, but then it got changed back to right before the intermission. So everybody was still in their seats, and 2,400 people got to hear what we played. So the songs, I played 2 songs.
Well, this contest was the Uncle Jimmy Thompson Bluegrass Festival competition or something, right?
That was it, Uncle Jimmy Thompson.
Okay, yeah. Had you ever entered this competition before?
Nope, never had. It was just a new thing, and so just jumped right in it, and it was just a blessing, such a blessing.
Yeah, you won. For anybody who has ever heard you play fiddle, violin,
well,
yeah, I mean,
I sure enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, so what song did you have to play in the competition?
I played 3 songs in the competition. The first one was "Oh Joe Clark," and the second one was "The Forever Waltz" that I played at Ryman, and then the third one was "Orange Blossom."
Yeah. So, and that was all on violin?
Yes.
All on violin. Wow.
When we went to the Ryman, my wife and I, they said play 1 song, and I said, well, I've kind of got another one that I wrote, and so they said, I'll give you 5 minutes. So we squeezed in 5 minutes into 7.5 or something like that. But it was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
That's really great. Yeah, and this was a part of the Bluegrass Nights series that the Ryman's been doing for, I think, over 20 years.
Yes.
So even that was a little bit historical to get to be a part of that.
And they're celebrating the 125th year of the Ryman this year.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Well, what a great year to be able to do this. I mean, it's great anytime, but
everything came together. It was really a magic.
Everything came together. Yeah, exactly. So, were you able to connect with other bluegrass performers through this? Did you meet other people, make some connections?
Yes, I bet. I already knew Jamie. I got to talk to Darren Vincent, and I got to meet Patrick McAvenue, who is their fiddle player, and wonderful, wonderful musician and nice guy. And I actually knew the piano player from years before when I was doing demos with songs in Nashville. So Buddy Hyatt is his name, the keyboard player. And so I talked to him about doing some recording.
Yeah. Really, well, I know that you go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
Really good to get back in touch with people that I hadn't seen in years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that you invited Sam Stout to accompany you on the stage. So, first of all, tell us who Sam Stout is.
He's the original host of the Granville Sutton Old Time Music Hour, and I've known Sam for 30 years. and he was at the contest that day and played guitar for me in Granville that day. And so
Yeah.
he said, you're going to need a guitar player. And I said, hey, how would you like to come along if it happens that way? So I invited him to come with me. So it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to do that together.
Yeah. 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 And I'm sure that it was a great experience for him as well.
Yes. Yes. We're still talking about it.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're probably still on cloud nine. Probably still haven't come down yet.
I watched the video, and I'm just in awe of what happened. And even as early as driving back from the Ryman that night, me and my wife were just like, did we just come from there? It was just really surreal. It was all surreal.
Yeah, I was going to say a surreal experience. I mean, it would have to be you're in this historical place. So what was it like walking into this profoundly historical place, knowing that it was now your turn to be on that stage?
Oh, that's just a feeling that you don't get anywhere else. We had to go through 3 checkpoints before we got to the inner part of the building, and we just stood in awe. So many famous people have been there, and we were just so excited to be in that environment, and everybody knew who we were. They treated us like royalty. I mean, they treated us like we were not some contest winner. They treated us like we were the headliner. Everybody was just so nice and welcoming, and it was just the sweetest experience. And even Amy Daly, he was just so wonderful. Got Lisa's phone at one point and made a selfie video there, and it was just like being home, like being at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were backstage, and I noticed the pictures backstage, and it was just, it's amazing to see that.
It was just words. We just can't find the words for that. You don't get there unless you're invited, and so I was thankful for being invited.
Yeah.
And Lisa got to go backstage with me, and we were just really living such a magical moment together. I'm glad that's my favorite part, is that we get to share it.
Yeah.
And that's just priceless.
Yeah. Well, the Ryman is, like I said, it's very historical, and it's profound, and I can totally understand where you're having trouble finding the words to describe the actual experience, because you're playing there, and you mentioned that you have to be invited to play there, and you're a contest winner, yes, but you won that contest not by some random drawing. Your talent got you there.
Right.
So
it was, I talked to Dad about that. He's played the Ryman many times.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, I talked to him on the phone actually last week, and I didn't realize that he had been at the Ryman, and he was naming off a few other things. And I guess since that was before I was born, nobody told me these stories. So
that he told me just last week. So we're learning that together here.
Oh, okay.
So he was very moved when we showed him the video.
Yeah. So you seriously did not know that he had played at the Ryman until after you played there?
No, I didn't have any idea. I played the Opry House with him.
Yeah.
With the bluegrass group, but I didn't know he played the Ryman. So that's pretty neat. Yeah,
it is neat, and it's something that the two of you have in common now. So I assume that your oldest son Aaron that's his ultimate goal now too.
I'm sure it is. He's having a great time. We're having a great time playing together, and he's seeing all the ins and outs of what can happen.
Yeah.
So he's very excited.
Yeah. Well, he seems very excited. I told him his day's coming. So
it is.
Yeah, I know he's working hard in the band, and he's really devoting a lot of time to his craft. So
he is. He's doing a great job and learns things quickly.
Yeah.
So we're all having a big time now that we're authentically the Bilbreys now.
Yeah, I love that. I love that it's all a family band now. I think it makes for really great chemistry.
Yeah, it's a neat dynamic. And I tell people still sometimes I'll say the Bilbreys and Philip, just to kid Philip about that.
Yeah, the Bilbreys and Philip.
So we have a lot of fun. We have just a lot of fun playing together, more than ever right now, because we are family.
Yeah. Well, and I know that you mentioned having Aaron in the band has kind of brought new life into it. So
revitalized us. We enjoy practicing. We enjoy being around each other, and there's just an unspoken dynamic there that only comes with family.
yeah. Well, so how much time did you have to prepare to play at the Ryman between winning the contest and actually being there?
Well, the contest was on May 27th.
Okay.
That was a Saturday, and then the performance at the Ryman was July 13th. We weren't sure till right the week before what night it was going to be on.
Well, I know that you waited a little while before you were able to find out exactly when you were playing. So
yeah, so it was just a matter of and deciding on which songs to play. You know, there's so many, and because we thought we were only going to do one, and then I mentioned to the guy that I'd written Forever Waltz, and he said, "Sure, I'll give you 5 minutes to do them both." And so it turned into just a wonderful experience. There's no words for standing out there on stage by myself playing a song that I had written.
yeah,
And that's just and then getting a standing ovation. What more can you ask from that? You know.
exactly. And on that note, I'm going to play a clip of that song. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it very good since you're on the phone, but hopefully everyone watching right now will be able to see it. But I want to play a clip of the end of Forever Waltz with your standing ovation. So it should just take a second to get that set up here. Let's see.
And you always tell yourself what you're going to say when that happens, but you can't really. There's no script.
Right. Okay, so here we go. This should work. He's right, standing ovation at the Ryman. It does not get any better than that. Could you see that okay?
I saw it fine. It was just reliving that surreal moment like you talk about. It's just an amazing thing. They really liked the song, and I just was so moved by that.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you have no words to describe that feeling when you end this song that you wrote, and you see everyone rise to their feet.
There's no words for that. Like I said, it's just you always want the things you create for people to accept them, and so that acceptance in the form of a standing ovation was just the highest accolade that any song can receive.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it made it all the more meaningful because you wrote this song for your wife, Lisa.
Yes, that was the biggest thing. That was the most cherished part about it all, was that it was she and I got to share it. And
yeah. And you just wrote it a few months ago, right?
Just a few months. I had all these tunes going through my head for a few days, and I thought, well, because I'm always writing waltzes and things, and I decided to put all those melodies together, see how it would work, and it turned into that song.
Yeah.
So it's an amalgamation of many different melodies that I'd been working with, and it just worked out. It just they came together.
For yours and Lisa's 10-year anniversary, correct?
So it's a very emotional song.
Yeah. Well, obviously the audience responded to it. So that brings up another point. Had you ever been to the Ryman as an audience member?
Never.
Never?
Never been there.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of good that your first time there was performing.
Yeah, it was like getting there for the first time and then being able to go backstage, have the whole package in one visit.
Right, you
Your own,
experienced everything that at one time.
your own dressing room. If we went as audience members, it would be a letdown, of
Yeah.
sorts. The first time we were there, we were on stage. I was playing, so it was just all one big experience at the very first time we went. So
Yeah. Well, I hope that you've framed some of these pictures, because a lot of the pictures that you've been posting on social media, they perfectly capture the moments that you had that probably words cannot do it justice.
there were people taking pictures, and I'm glad they were to capture it. And my wife's already framed a few of them, and we're going to put them up in here, and so we can be reminded of, what happened, that it actually did happen. It's just such an unpredictable, there's just no way. I told a guy this morning it was just God showing off, blessing us that way. So
yeah,
we've got one of in the dressing room in a frame, and then one of me standing there looking out at the audience.
Yeah.
And a couple more. We've got a couple more too. So there was a lady that was there with the radio station WSM taking pictures as well. So we had several people taking pictures, and to commemorate it from all different angles.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really neat.
So do you have any interesting stories that you would like to share from being there?
We got to meet Lee Greenwood backstage for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was just a wonderful thing too. He's always been one of my favorite singers, and just to be able to talk to him, we stood there for a half hour and just talked to him about anything and everything, and how he wrote "God Bless the USA."
Oh, 1 second, I just kind of lost you. I can still hear you, but I can't see you. Okay, there you are. Okay, yeah. So you talked to him about writing "God Bless the USA." We're losing picture. I'm not sure why. Give us a second. We'll figure this out.
Here we go.
You got it?
Jimmy's dad.
Yeah, my dad called.
Oh, okay.
So we did get to talk about how he wrote "God Bless the USA" and
Yeah.
and different things that happened throughout his career, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Eddie Stubbs, who's been the announcer at the Opry forever, and
Yeah.
he's a player. And so we got to talk about fiddles and all sorts of different things. And it was just neat to rub elbows with people that you normally don't get to talk to.
Yeah.
We had a lot of common interests, so it was made for some great conversation.
Well, and you were in your element. You were around people who feel the same way about music that you do.
Yes.
So
It was like I said, it was like being at home and people coming over to your house, and talking to you.
yeah.
There was no negative.
Well, I imagine that the Ryman has that feel anyway, because
we saw so many people on the walls that we'd seen on records and on Hee Haw and on TV.
Yeah.
It was just like it's very warm. It's very warm to be an old building like that. It's very warm. They've got it decorated in a way that it's just very inviting. And
yeah.
You can, even in the dressing room, you can hear and see what's going on stage. It's just it's like as the age of that building, but it has the modern technology built in to make it accessible to whatever's going on. So it was just an awesome all-around experience. Even the parking garage attendant knew who we were, and
Oh, wow.
it was just like an exciting stepping into a world that I'd never been in before. And so we're still overwhelmed by it and talk about it often, and pinch each other to see if you make sure it really happened.
Yeah.
Because, I look at I've got some shadow boxes on the wall of songs that I've had recorded and my CD and this and that. But when you stick something like that on the wall, everything else kind of pales in comparison. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that, like I said earlier, the Ryman is the ultimate goal. And I
Yes,
mean, I know you've played at some amazing places in Nashville. You played at the Bluebird and different places around the city. But the Ryman that is the goal for every musician.
that is the place. And the sound that came out of the speakers, of course the sound technicians are all top notch. And when I heard my fiddle come, when they brought the mains and the monitors up to fill the room, there's no sound like that. I never heard a sound like that in all my years of playing music.
Yeah.
And it's almost like just a huge pillow, a huge sound that you the room almost acts as its own monitor, so you can hear the echo back. And that's it's amazing thing.
It sounds like the building has a lot of life within it.
It does, it really does. And the age of the wood acts as uh, an acoustic. The properties of that wood makes it more acoustically pleasing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think that I saw on Facebook where somebody was commenting about the way that your instrument sounded, and you were talking about um, the acoustics were really good with.
my buddy Frank Wing from Alabama, he said, "Your fiddle sounds fantastic." He said, "Is that the fiddle or is that the magic of the Ryman?" And it's probably a little bit of both, but
Yeah.
sound system and the way they've got it mixed and is just flawless. It's just there's nothing like it. And when I heard Jamie Daly and Darren Vincent doing their show from upstairs, it's that same thing. It's that same full, warm, round, clear sound, and that's a hard mixture to get, the warmth and the clarity at the same time. But they sure have it together. I was all of that.
Yeah. Well, like you said, part of it is the magic of the ramen.
So there was just so many positive things. And with as soon as I got done playing, when everybody stood up, I was walking toward the backstage, and 6 people got to me before Lisa did to shake my hand or give me a hug or whatever. There were camera people taking pictures, and so I finally got to her, give her a hug. That was my favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, that's
She just
amazing. So,
was most important.
yeah. So, what has the reception been like since you finished this? From other,
Well,
what have you heard from other people?
everywhere, people, gas stations that saw it, they come up and say, "Hey, I saw you at the
Yeah.
Ryman, this," and some of them I know, some of them I don't. But that makes it a little awkward, but it's still flattering, that they saw me and they are commenting on it. And people on Facebook that I've never heard of or don't know, never met, they just say congratulations, and it's just been overwhelming, just overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, and I've been posting it all over Instagram and Twitter and everything too, so you may be hearing from even more people you don't know.
Hey, that's fine. I know how unique it is, and if it had been somebody that I knew, I'd be the same way. I'd be, calling them and congratulating. It's just such an honor to do that. And I'm just so thankful for Randall Clemens and Chris Neely and Granville for sponsoring the contest, and Jamie Daly and Darren Vincent for sharing their stage.
Yeah.
They're just class all the way.
Yeah. Well, I know that you've been working at your music for a really long time, and you've had a lot of really impressive accomplishments with it. But this is kind of the ultimate validation of all of your hard work.
You're right. You're right. And I think back to all of those hours, and it's all culminated in that moment, and it just was just I just it's just a blessing, such a great blessing.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we're all very, very proud of you. So,
well, appreciate that. People say, when you're going back, and I say, you don't just knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm here. What time do I go on?" It's just doesn't happen that way. You have to be invited.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I kind of have a feeling that you'll be invited back. I
I
don't know
hope
how it will happen, but I think that you'll be back.
I hope so. It's you as a, I would like to see that happen. I've got so many other songs that they've never heard. Just finished another one called "Old Memories Waltz." That's really, really pretty. So
Oh, wow.
I'd like to sing at the Ryman one day. Some
Yeah,
of my
I would.
songs.
Well, I would love to hear you sing at the Ryman one day. That would be amazing.
Yes, it would be so much fun, and I think you never know. God's in the blessing business, and so I'm hoping that at some point
Yeah. Well, I would definitely not rule it out. And it's like we were talking a few minutes ago, your dad had played at the Ryman a couple of times or however many times. I really don't know. I'm going to have to actually talk to him. We should have had him come by while you were talking. Him on camera.
I think he tried to join us through the phone, but it didn't work. So we'll have to.
Yeah. He knew that we were doing an interview. He tried to join through the phone. So I'm gonna have to tell him he was almost on air. So
they were really, he and Mom. That was really important too to let Mom. He and Mom are not online, So we took
right. Yeah.
We took what was it? Our phone down there, and they watched it on the phone and a laptop. We took a laptop down there, and they were able to see it, and it was just
that's good.
Mom, were you nervous? And I said, no. About halfway through, I got nervous, and my knees started shaking. And she said, well, that's how you know it's going to be a great show when your knees are clapping. So I'd never heard that before. Funny.
No, I hadn't either. So you didn't get nervous until halfway through your performance, or?
Yeah, I got nervous. I started thinking about where I was and not what I was doing. So I had to take my mind off of where I was and just focus on the music. And then
you can kind of think about where you were after the fact, but if you think about that stuff during it, it messes you up.
It's too overwhelming. It's too much. So I was able to keep my knees still and get through the song and just focused on the music, and that seemed to work.
Yeah. So. Well, I imagine that when you finished your last song and everyone was giving you a standing ovation, that had to be just,
it was just a dream. You don't even that's everybody's dream to have that happen, but when it does, you're not prepared for it, even though you might have imagined it. You don't really know what to say or how to act in that moment. I was just humbled. I was just so thankful. So many emotions at one time, and you just have to find a way to channel them and enjoy the moment for what it is.
Well, I was going to say, you could tell watching these clips how humbled you were to have that kind of reaction to a song that you wrote.
That's just every songwriter's aspiration is to have that happen. And so, there's no words for it still. No words for it.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what other opportunities come along because of this, and just because of your talent, because I know it's going to happen. So I can't wait to see what. I can't wait to.
I'm working hard and wondering. I'm wondering myself what the next step. What the next step
is. Yeah. Well, like you said, you're still writing songs. I know the last time we talked, you were working on your studio. So I assume you're still working on that.
Still working on that. Yeah. Working on the second CD.
Yeah.
I've been talking to some people about helping me with that. And so I'm excited about that. There's some really great songs.
Yeah. Well, we definitely need to have you back on when you finish your CD, so we can talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. And we mentioned, that obviously the Bilbreys are still playing together, and I have a few July dates that the Bilbreys are going to be doing a few gigs. You're going to be at the Overton County Fair this Thursday.
Sure, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Beans.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Banana pudding.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't be too hot. So hopefully it's been so hot lately. Hopefully it won't be too bad.
I hope not too. It's inside. And Dad and I usually interview about 15 minutes before we start playing. So that's always a fun time.
Yeah, and that you get to do that together. So, and you'll be at the Whistle Stop Cafe you got a busy week. You'll be at the Whistle Stop Cafe, the Bilbreys, on Friday from 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then at McDonald's Chapel on Saturday at 6.
Right.
And then on Sunday, you will be, and this is just you, correct? At the
Yes.
Okay, at the Clark Range Baptist Church at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So
yes. And then on Monday, which is my birthday, I will be
Yes.
in Crossville at Fairfield Glade playing with a blues rock band.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Some harmony and some country songs with them. We're doing Devil Went Down to Georgia and all sorts of fun stuff. That'll be from 5:30 till about 8 outside the Fairfield Glade.
Okay. On your birthday, and you'll be playing fiddle on Devil Went Down to Georgia, I assume.
Yes, I'll be singing that. And then we'll be playing the Dixie Cafe August 4th. The Bilbreys will, from 6 to
Okay.
8. And then we are playing August 19th at Sutton's Old Time Music Hour.
Okay.
That'll be on August 19th from 6 to 8. So we're very busy.
Yeah, you're very booked up. I was going to say, I'm lucky that I got an interview.
I appreciate you penciling us in.
Yeah, well,
We're excited about playing. Since Aaron's gotten to play with us, we've just found new life and new joy, and he's lending his talents to our songs, and it's just going very, very well.
yeah. Well, I'm anxious to see what happens with him too, because I know that, you know, he's working hard, like I said, with his music, and he's playing in the band with all of you. So, yeah, I think his future's looking pretty bright as well.
It is. It is. I'm gonna see if we can get a demo tape made at some point, and then start shopping it around, see if we can play some places.
Yeah, that would be good.
I've already been invited to the Car Lounge in Nashville to play.
I think your dad's calling again.
There we go. We've been invited to the Commodore Lounge already, and so we're hoping to maybe get up there and play.
The whole group? The whole group? The
Yes.
Bilbreys? Yes. Oh, wow, okay.
We may, I played there just the other night by myself.
Yeah.
And so the host, I told her about our group, and she's heard us on Facebook, so she said, hey, you guys need to come down and play. So we may have to see if we can work that out.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, well, let me know about that too. That's exciting.
It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll let you know when that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jimmy, is there anything that you would like to add before we go?
No, I just thank God for the opportunity. He's leading us and opening these doors for us to walk through. And I hope we can stay prepared and just we're just enjoying it. We're enjoying every blessing that comes our way.
Yeah, enjoying the ride. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming by, you know, and I know that we've had some technical issues the last few times, but I think it actually went more smoothly this time. So,
yeah.
So,
my technical advisor is on top of things.
Yes, you have a very good producer. So,
Sure. She wears a lot of hats.
She wears a lot of hats. She does. She works really hard. I know. Well, thank you again for coming by. Like I said, when you get ready to promote your CD, or if you have something else, you know, that you want to promote, just let me know. And the last time we had an interview, you know, popped up at the Ryman. So, you know, I'm not saying there's any connection there, but you know, maybe something else will happen.
Yeah.
Now that you've had a second appearance. Okay, well,
let me be on your show again, and
oh, absolutely. I'm glad that you were able to come by and tell us about, you know, the experience you had at the Ryman, because it like I said, it's very exciting, and we're all very proud of you. I know that there's a lot of people that are very proud of you, but
well, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's neat. You always want people to like what you do, and it's just really an honor to be able to do that, and to hear, you know, people that, hey, that's really cool, you know. And anytime I think, well, a lot of people have done that, I get reminded pretty quickly, no, they haven't, you know. And so it's just really, it's such really, like I said, there's no words for that. I still can't put any words on it. The whole experience was just so, like you say, overusing the word surreal, but it was just out of my expectations.
Yeah. And like you said, you know, you can always tell yourself a lot of people have done this. Well, yeah, a lot of people have come through that auditorium, that church,
Yes.
but it's still a really small percentage of people
Right.
who get to do that.
You get to stand up there. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I'm just honored to be one of the few that gets to do that. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people pass through the Ryman and they watch shows, but to be somebody up there on stage, not even playing with a group, but standing up there playing a song that I wrote, you know, like
Yeah, and then to get a standing ovation for that song, that's
just the top of the. How do you top that? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just so thankful.
Well, it's like they said, you know, it doesn't get any better than that, and it really doesn't if you're a musician playing at the Ryman and then getting a standing ovation. It really, I mean, that's the best you can absolutely hope for.
Yeah, that's it. That's the top of the. I can't imagine anything more breathtaking than that
Yeah,
reward. So it
yeah,
motivates me to keep going and stay prepared for other opportunities.
yeah. Well, on that note, we will sign off, but we will be seeing you again, I have no doubt. So
So I hope so. It's good to see you.
it's good to see you too. Lisa, thank you so much for helping out again today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay, well, I will see you guys later. You have fun at your gigs and stay cool.
We sure will. You stay cool.
Okay, bye-bye.